Yo, what's going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today we're back with some more, finally, The Shell, Part 1, Inferno. Last time we left off, we had finally tracked down the killer, who, as I predicted many episodes before, was in fact Shin Kazuragi, or should we say, Shinji Mamiya. So, we tracked him down, we found the corpse torsos of Toko as well as Tojiko. We tracked him down to Shinzo Mamiya's not the studio, but his house. And Shinzo Mamiya had already killed Shinji, and then Shinzo killed himself. And did I forget to mention, Toko is now a fucking nugget. She has had all of her limbs amputated. So yeah, that's kind of where we've left off at. But without further ado, let's jump right back into it. At first, I had no idea where I was when I woke up. It was only after Koharu Yamanouchi opened the door that I remembered I'd slept over at the hospital. Let me turn that down.
Yamanouchi-sensei. お邪魔していてすみません。今すぐ起きますので。
あ、いえ、ゆっくりされて構いませんよ。
そういうわけにもいきませんよ。あ、そうだ。朽木所長はいらっしゃいますか？
所長ですか？もうすぐ来られると思いますが。
そうですか。山之内先生。
はい、何でしょうか？
山之内先生は朽木千鶴さんのことをご存知ですか？
ええ、もちろん主治医でもありますからね。それがどうかしましたか？
Oh yeah, no, I remember also we had happened to overhear her saying that oh, I wish I never had you or something like that. So basically, I guess it turns out that Chizuru actually really fucking hates Toko.
彼女は何か悩みを抱えているのでしょうか
？After agonizing over how to broach the topic, I decided to take the safe approach. I couldn't very well tell her what I'd heard last night after all.
悩みですか？
ええ。例えば、娘さんとうまくいっていないとかあるんじゃないのかと思いまして。
それは。
It seemed my inquiry had sparked an idea.
不思議には思っていたんですよ。どうして彼女は結婚しているわけでもないのに、東子さんを養子にしたのか。
Indeed, the Kuchiki family register had shown no records of Chizuru ever having a husband. Of course, there was nothing wrong with an unmarried woman adopting a child, but it was still rather unusual.
千鶴さんは子供の産めない体なんです。ずいぶん前に一度妊娠はされたそうなんですが、流産してしまい、それ以来。
それで東子を養子に迎え入れたということですか？
あまり詳しくは知りませんが。
However, even this new knowledge failed to shed light on Chizuru's actions the night prior. Why did she hate Toko enough to say something so awful?
先生は東子さんの状態について何かご存知でしたか？
現在は小康状態を保っているようですが。
いや、そうではなく、かどわかされる前の状態です。
それは朽木所長と村瀬先生しか知らないことですから、私には分かりません。
Koharu hung her head.
ただ、体内に循環させる血液が足りなくて、そのために特殊な手術を行ったと聞いています。
I mean, I guess the idea behind it was less limbs, less places the blood needs to circulate to. Just pretty brutal.
それがありさまなのですか？
私には分かりません。
She gave practically the same answer as before.
その件に関しましては、朽木所長にお尋ねください。
ええ、そうするつもりです。
I decided to kill some time out and about while waiting for Director Kuchiki to arrive. After all, I couldn't visit Toko without him, nor was there anyone else to inquire about her condition. I helped myself to a bottle of milk in the cafeteria and used it as a makeshift ashtray. A silver Mercedes pulled into the parking lot shortly after. He's finally here, huh? I stubbed out my cigarette and rose to my feet.
朽木所長、君か。
Director Kuchiki shot me a quick look before marching straight into the hospital.
お聞きしたいことがあります。
I was hot on his heels.
何かね。
東子さんのことについてです。
我々は間違った治療は行っていない。
He only afforded me a brief
あれ
glance.
を治療というのですか。
君が何を指して言っているのかわからないな。
獅子をもいで生きながらえさせるのが治療なのかと聞いているんです。
そうするしかなかったのだ。
He finally admitted it.
なぜ。
君は人の命を救うのに理由が必要だと思うのかね。
Director Kuchiki's voice was hushed.
ましてや血がつながらぬとはいえ私の孫娘だ。助けようとすることを他人の君に非難される覚えはないな。
非難はしていません。他に方法がなかったのかと。
人工的に血液が製造できないのは知っているかね。彼女の血液型は特殊ですぐに輸血の手配をすることはできなかった。考えうる中で最善の策だった。骨折して修復不能だった部位を取り除き、少しでも血液の流量を減らす。腎臓や肺など2つある臓器は1つにし、肝臓、胃、腸の一部を
Damn,
切除した。
damn! Jesus Christ! Oh my god! They fucking, oh, holy shit! They took out her lung, a kidney, parts of her liver, stomach, and intestines. Jesus Christ! Amputating her limbs was one thing, but oh my god!
人間が生命活動を維持できる最小の構成だ。手術に耐えさえすれば問題ない。
そんなのただ生きているだけじゃないですか。
五体満足であってもただ生きているだけの人間など吐いて捨てるほどいるだろう。
Dr. Kuchiki coldly spat those words out.
その手術内容について文也さんや千鶴さんは承知していたのですか。
千鶴は弱い女だ。手術の経緯など話せるはずもないだろう。
今の状態を知ればさらに辛いことになると思いますが。
その点は斉藤医師に任せてゆっくりと伝えていくつもりだ。
やはり血のつながらぬ孫よりも実の娘の方が大切なのですね。
命に慶長はない。
Director Kuchiki said nothing more after
知
that.
っていますか。東子さんには倉
Oh,
敷
said
の
nothing
不
more
老
than that.
中原家の遺産が渡るかもしれないという話を。
私が遺産目当てに東子を生かしているとでも言うつもりか。
可能性の一つとして考えなくてはなりません。
バカな話だ。わざわざよそからもらわなくとも十分な蓄えはある。
That was news to me.
当然だ。出自はどうあれ今は間違いなく朽木家の一員なのだからな。
それは失礼なことを言ってしまいました。
I meekly bowed to Director Kuchiki. He simply snorted and strutted off towards his office. Chizuru actually turned them down. It seemed I had even more to ask her now. Not just about Toko and the inheritance, but also some potential skeletons in the Kuchiki family's closet. Again, keep in mind, we're clearly not even over with this game, and there's 2 other fucking games. Toko is literally... She's had her limbs removed and most of her major organs removed. Removed and or altered. Like, what the fuck? I took a train over to Kishijoji. Once I arrived, I cut through the park until I reached the Kuchiki residence. I knocked on the door. And just a few seconds later...
はい、どちら様で。ああ、時坂先生。
Chizuru opened her door. The door. Her voice thin and frail like a wounded
どう
animal.
も。少々お時間よろしいでしょうか。
何かございましたか。
東子さんのことでちょっとお話が。
どこの。
Chizuru cocked her head.
文也さんはいらっしゃいますか。
ええ、 ですがもうすぐ病院へ行くかと。
少し行くのを遅らせてもらえませんか。フミヤさんにも聞きたいことがありますから。
少々お待ちください。
So I guess we're about to confront him. Chizuru retreated into the house, only to come back not long after.
どうぞお入りになってください。
ええ、お邪魔します。
I entered the living room and found Fumiya with heavy bags under his bloodshot eyes.
おはようございます。時坂先生。
どうも。
何かあったのですか？僕はこれからトウコちゃんのところへ行こうと思っていたのですが。
ええ、その前に尋ねたいことと話したいことがありまして。あと、自分のことは先生と呼ばなくても結構ですよ。
Fumiya and Chizuru both gave me puzzled stares.
お辞めになられたのですか？
いいえ、本業は探偵なんです。大場女学院で講師をしていたのは先月起こった事件の調査をするためでした。
I'm surprised that at least Fumiya hasn't put that together.
探偵でしたか。通りで病院にいた時に活躍されていたはずだ。
Fumiya nodded over and over as if he'd finally deduced the solution to a puzzle.
ですが、今さら急に呼び方を変えるのも難しいですよ。今まで通り時坂先生とお呼びしてもよろしいですか？
まあ構いませんが。
At any rate, that was one misunderstanding cleared up. Now is time for my questions.
ところで千鶴さん、あなたは中原家から東子さんに渡るかもしれなかった遺産を断ったそうですね。
ええ。
Chizuru hung her head.
それはなぜですか？決して悪くない話だったと思いますが。
それはトウコは私の娘ですから。
She was acting jittery, though I hadn't even grilled her at all.
昨晩、病院で千鶴さんを見かけました。東子さんのお見舞いにいらっしゃっていたのですね。
It's like some Ace Attorney shit right here.
ええ、そうですが。
なぜあんなことをおっしゃったのですか？
Chizuru had probably realized exactly what I was referring to.
それは。
あなたを責めたくはありません。ですが、理由を知りたいのです。
時坂先生？
兄さんは少し席を外していただけますか？
ああ。じゃあ、トウコちゃんのところに行っているよ。
Though clearly curious and out of the loop, Fumiya left just like his sister had asked.
話していただけますか？
はい。ですが、なぜ？
気にかかったというのが一番の理由ですね。消極的な殺意とでも言うのでしょうか。
殺意だなんて、そんな。
中原家の遺産をめぐることかとも思いましたが、あなたは相続を断っていらっしゃる。血がつながらなくても親子なのですから。
親が娘に嫉妬してはならないのでしょうか？
Chizuru meekly opened up to me.
嫉妬？
ええ、そういうことなのでしょうね。先生はどこまで知っておられますか？
あなたが流産をして子供が授かれない体だということは聞きました。
そうですね。
お相手は誰だったのですか？
Curious, I asked the question that I wanted answered most. Was it just as I suspected, or something else entirely?
先生は兄の右手についてご存知ですか？
Hold up. Don't tell me that the miscarriage was because of the brother. Chizuru stared at the door Fumi had left through as she asked me that
い
question.
つも手袋をなさっていますね。
ええ、兄の右手は指先がなくなっているのです。そしてその原因は
そうだったのですか。
もうずっと昔の話です。私は怖かったのです。
あなたが身ごもった時の相手というのは。
Chizuru nodded. Oh my god! Ugh! So the father of the child that she ended up having a miscarriage with was her own fucking brother, who she then, I guess, freaked out at and chopped off the ends of his fingers.
気づいた時には兄は手を押さえてうずくまっていました。自分のしたことが恐ろしくなり、兄は何も言いませんでした。私を責めることもなく、志していた外科医の道も諦めたのです。私はその兄がかわいそうで、その兄と。
She couldn't bring herself to finish.
その時に身ごもったのですね。
はい。ですが、もちろん父に言えるはずはありませんでした。
Whoa.
しばらく経ったある日、私は父の病院に運び込まれました。
So
女性の白血病でした。
So it wasn't just that she had gotten pregnant and freaked out. No. She, for some reason, freaked out at him, chopped his fingers off, and then basically as an apology or as a way to make amends, she fucked him and got pregnant with her own fucking brother. The Kojiki family is all kinds of fucked up. Excuse me, like what the hell?
白血病。
幸い発見が早かったので大事には至りませんでした。ですが、
Dang, the bear got fucking
放射線
boiled
治療
alive.
が悪かったのか、
朽木所長が妊娠の事実を知らなかったからですね。
そうです。その後も私は兄との関係を話すことはありませんでした。ですが、おそらく父は感づいていたのでしょうね。瞳子が我が家へやってきたのはそれからしばらく経ってからでした。父が勝手に養子縁組をしたようで、とても私の子だとは思えませんでした。それでも私は努力したんです。自分の娘だと愛情を注げば
Oh, she's crying.
燃えるようになると考えていたのです。
By now, tears were dripping from Chizuru's eyes. Her head still hung low.
瞳子は私よりもずっと兄に懐いていました。身の回りの世話も兄はほとんど行っていましたから、当然かもしれませんが。
それで瞳子さんに嫉妬したのですね。兄が文也さんが取られると思って。
The missing piece finally fell into place.
いけないことだったのでしょうか。私は兄を愛しておりました。兄も私のことを好いていてくれたと思います。
I'm so what? Holy shit! Holy fucking! I thought that fucking Shin Katsuragi was demented and and delusional. Holy shit! So Chizuru, after going crazy and chopping off her brother's fingers, made it up to him by having sex with him, her own blood brother, carrying his child. Then when she went through the radiation therapy, which ended up leading to the miscarriage, she never told the father about it. She still held feelings for Fumiya. Fumiya holds feelings for her, we know. Then when she was forced to adopt the child, she ended up becoming jealous of her own adopted daughter, thinking that she was gonna, romantically steal her brother away from her. There's so many levels of fucked up to this.
そちらに関しては専門外ですから何も言えません。ですが、いくらそのような事情があったにせよ、瞳子さんの死を願う発言はいただけません。
And then of course we have fucking, we have Reiji over here who's, at this point he's banged multiple fucking high school girls, right? I mean, is there a character in here who's not just morally fucked up? Like with Reiji, I was like, okay, it's 1950s, right? Okay, I can, like, it's 1950s Japan, right? Okay, I can look past him falling in love with a high school girl. It's still weird as fuck, but again, it's the times, I guess you could argue. But this, like, this just kind of makes me feel like, maybe we shouldn't let Reiji off the hook. Maybe he's just as bad as all these other fucking people.
分かっております。あの時は本当にどうかしていたのです。私は母親失格です。
Chizuru prostrated herself on the table.
いいえ、千鶴さん。あなたは母親でなくてはなりません。瞳子の母親として。
ですが、そんな、私は。
あなたならできると思いますよ、千鶴さん。
We heard a voice from right outside the window.
八木沼管理官。
What the fuck is Yaginuma doing here? I opened the veranda window and found What is happening? I opened the veranda window and found Yaginuma looking inside.
あなたはエリコさんの弟さん。
たびたび姉の見舞いに来ていただき感謝しています。
Wait, they know each other?
なぜここに？
先輩には関係ありませんよ。
Yaginuma shot me a look before entering the room and facing Chizuru.
千鶴さん、本当のあなたは一体どこへ行ってしまったのですか？
What is happening?
もう15年も経つのに、あなたは姉の見舞いに来てくださるじゃないですか。
それ
は姉よりもずっと瞳子さんの方が回復する見込みが高いんです。もう少し頑張ってみませんか？
私は。
Chizuru looked at me, seeming completely flustered. I have to steel myself as well.
及ばずながら自分もお手伝いさせていただきます。
I bowed my head to Chizuru.
私は
I'm so I don't even know how to process this. She buried her face in her hands and wept.
私が許されてもいいのですか？
あなたは何の罪も犯してはいません。今、瞳子を見捨てることこそが肉親に対する裏切り、カイーナの地獄に落ちる行為です。それに瞳子は恨んでなどいませんよ。多少の距離があることに戸惑っているようでしたが、そんなことは言葉を交わせば解決します。
どうかごめんなさい。私はひどい母親でした。ごめんなさい。
会いに行きましょうか。
I took Chizuru's hand and helped her to her feet.
でもあの子は。
Chizuru looked at me, her face coated in tears.
心配いりませんよ。あなたが行けばきっと話を聞いてくれますから。
What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Tokyo faced an out-of-season snowfall that day. A faint silvery blanket clouded the falling cherry blossoms, briefly transforming the city into a realm of pure white. Though it quickly melted come morning, it still provided the residents with a temporary feast for the eyes. Fumiya stood right outside Toko's hospital room.
おはようございます、時坂さん。
どうも。調子はどうですか？
悪くはありませんよ。運よくボンベイ型の血液も見つかりましたし、術後の経過は順調です。
そうですか。それはよかった。千鶴さんは中に？
ええ。
Fumiya's countenance suddenly darkened slightly.
でも気づきませんでした。まさか千鶴がそれほどまでに思い詰めていたなんて。
彼女に罪はありませんよ。
ええ。おそらく僕が悪いのでしょうね。
誰の罪でもないと思いますよ。あなたたちに関わる問題は話し合いでいくらでも解決できますから。
Listen, Reiji, I know you're trying to be helpful here, but I don't think fucking the incestuous, siblings, I don't know if that's something that they can just talk out.
だといいのですが。
中に入ってもよろしいですか？
あ、ええ、どうぞ。
Gentle sunlight broke through the window.
時坂さん、
おはようございます。
I glanced at the bed after saying hello to Chizuru. Only the center of the sheets were elevated. The lower half of the bed was practically unused. Never before had it occurred to me that simply losing one's arms and legs could change a person's mass so much. Toko's face didn't seem too pale. That made it look like she was only sleeping. Though maybe that was, in fact, truly the case.
トーコは私を許してくれるのでしょうか。
Chizuru's voice was still fraught with uncertainty.
許すも何も恨んでなどいないと思いますよ。あなたたちに欠けていたのは対話です。言葉を交わせば誤解は簡単に解けると思います。
Yeah, well, I'm glad that we waited until after she had all of her fucking limbs and parts of her organs amputated. I'm glad that we waited until then for her to step up.
そうだといいのですが。
Chizuru stared at Toko's face. I stepped toward the window and looked through it. The trees were luscious with fresh leaves. It'd probably get warmer with each passing week. And since there were more paved roads than there used to be, summer would most certainly be hotter than ever before. Uncomfortably so. Thus, this would likely be the final snow of the year.
あれ、
I heard a transient whisper behind me. I turned around and saw Toko craning her head my way ever so slightly.
おはよう、時坂さん。
どこ？
どうしたんだい？泣きそうな顔をしているじゃないか。
バカ野郎。
I walked up to the bed and stroked her cheek.
それにしても手がないというのは不便だね。時坂さんの手を握り返すこともできないし。
気づいていたのか。
自分の体だよ。わからないはずないじゃないか。でもたまに指先が少し痛むんだ。原始痛というやつだろうね。どこ？
Chizuru called out in the quietest of voices.
ああ、母さん。ごめんね。こんなことになってしまって。そんなこと謝らなければならないのは私なのに。
Chizuru broke down crying.
そんなことないよ。そばにいてくれてありがとう、母さん。それと
Toko turned my way.
時坂さんもありがとう。
Tears trailed down Toko's cheeks. I wiped them away with my fingers and smiled.
おはよう。どこ？
That's the end of the game, isn't it? That's the fucking end of the game. Holy mother of God! Oh my fucking God. Clap it up, gamers. Clap it up. You know, by the time last episode of this game finished off, I kind of figured there was likely very little left. I didn't figure it'd be this little. But wow. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know what to do now. That was the Shell Part 1 Inferno. Now we have Part 2 to get around to eventually. My God, what a fucking journey it has been. We met so many characters, lost most of those characters. The characters that we have left are all kinds of fucked up in their own right. So, from the very beginning, well, maybe not the very beginning, but from pretty much that first moment where we were like, okay, we have to pin down who the killer is, right? My first thought was, okay, Shinzo Mamiya. He's clearly the most suspicious. He's had interactions with one of the victims before. He's the author of the fucking book. right? He was always on my radar. And even when we got Kujiki in jail, I kind of figured, okay, there's got to be 2 people, right? This has to be like, there has to be multiple killers, which obviously we found out there was. Unfortunately, we lost a lot of people along the way. We lost Orihime. We lost Suzuriko. I wouldn't quite include Toko, but we'll throw her on there, I guess. We lost fucking Nene, which again, I'm still fucking like trying to recover from the recoil of having Nene turn out to be one of the, well, not even just, I'm still recovering from the recoil of just her being like a bad guy in this. Like, not only just a bad guy, but a bad guy who ends up getting brutally fucking murdered just off screen. You know, like, yeah, oh, Nene, the nice nurse who has sexual relationships with her students, kidnaps one of them who's just recently had all their limbs amputated in order to try and hold them for ransom money. And then she's killed. I mean, that was a little bit crazy to me. That was a little bit fucking crazy. Like, I wasn't surprised when the fucking, that doctor turned out to be in on it, because he's been an asshole since the very fucking beginning. But man, what a fucking way to wrap things up. And I really don't know where the fuck this game is supposed to take us now. I mean, first off, let's just feel some sympathy for Yukari. She had her best friend get murdered and chopped into pieces. She had her other friend get murdered and chopped into pieces. She's had multiple of her classmates get murdered and chopped into pieces. She's had another friend get, ran over by a car, have all her limbs amputated, and then be kidnapped and almost killed. I mean, like, does she have anybody, like, left? I mean, I guess she's got Ayumu, which is good. But, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. This poor girl has just had so much death, like, immediately surrounding her. Oh, wow. There's still so much that I'm still processing. I did not expect this episode to be this short. This is, I think, the second time this has happened on this channel. That was like, in terms of actual gameplay time, that was literally like 20 minutes maybe or so. But damn, wow. I don't know what else to say. I mean, we've seen everything that's happened. We've solved the majority of the mysteries. Right now, it's just how the fuck is the second and third, because there are 2 other games to this. How are those gonna play out? Man, wow. So let me give my impressions on this game, as we like to do on this channel. Obviously, I mean, we don't even have to go over the story, the art style, or the music, because those are all absolutely phenomenal. They did also a really good job with the characters. I really loved Suzuriko. I liked Orihime. I wanted to save Orihime. Again, fucking Suzuriko, I was almost crying, dude. Like, that shit really was, like, impactful. It got me really connected with that character. Yukari, obviously, I love her. Toko, and hell, even Mizuhara, at the very end there, was starting to kind of grow on me just ever so slightly. And it was, even though she was a fucking psychotic bitch in her own right, it was sad to see her go. I will say I'm glad that Shinji Mamiya is dead. Although I would have liked to see him actually face, like, some justice, I guess. So, and that's kind of, that's a weird thing to say, considering all the atrocities he committed. So, I mean, it's like, I'm not complaining that he's dead at all. By no means am I sad that this motherfucker got murdered by his own father. But I definitely would have liked to see him be put in cuffs and fucking dragged off to jail. But you know what? We're gonna take it as it is. Good riddance. We don't want to see him again. We don't need to see him again. Man, wow, I'm just lost. But hey, it seems like at the very least in the second game we can look forward to Chizuru finally mending her relationship with Toko. Obviously, me and Toko's relationship is going to grow even further now that she's probably going to become a lot more reliant on me and or my sister. And then of course, it's like there's going to be another conflict. So we'll have to end up seeing what the fuck that is. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I know that it was short, which I didn't expect, but I know that this was really, really short. But I mean, thank you so much for staying with me through this entire series. I will continue in the second game. But yeah, I mean, this has really been an absolute treat. It's been fun seeing, you know, the comments on these videos, seeing how much you guys enjoy. You know, some of you have been helping guide me through the game. And so yeah, just in general, thanks for sticking around, watching the videos, watching the series, subscribing, and just supporting me on this journey that we're going through here. We are coming up on a bit of I don't know if it's necessarily a milestone, but I mean, it's been some years since we've been, you know, getting this channel going here. So again, I'm still reaching right now. The goal is 200 subscribers. We fluctuated a little bit. I think we're at like 177 at the time of recording this video. So I think we got up to like 179 at one point recently here, but we're fluctuating a little bit. So obviously I'm going to try and get more consistent, which I know I say all the time and it never happens, but I do want to try getting more consistent. I want to introduce some other game series, especially now that the shell is done. I mean, you know, Jesus, that really only leaves Pocket Mirror and Root Double. Root Double, we have a lot more to go. Root Double is nowhere near finished. Pocket Mirror kind of feels to me just like a little side thing. It's something I enjoy the game, so it's just kind of a little side thing. It's not like a main series on the channel, I feel like. But yeah, we're definitely looking. So, excuse me, Jesus Christ. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for watching this series. Please hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when one of our new series starts up. That's going to be it for me for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video. And tell me in the comment section below what you'd like to see me play next. If you enjoyed any videos on this, if you enjoyed this video or any other videos and series on this channel, I'd highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notifications so you'll be notified when a new one of those videos comes out. Anyways, that's it from me. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.